Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. It's your brother, the good brother, Amir Hassan. Big C. I'm in the building, y'all, and I'm chilling, man. It's got a lot of rain out, you know. I got all my stuff I need. What's up, man? All right. Got all the shit I need. Put my glasses on. Yeah. We out here moving and grooving, man. We moving and grooving. And today, I want to talk about violence. Violence in our community. But not only the violence in our community, the history of violence, man. You know, the world is a violent-ass place. The creation of the world, the Big Bang, so they say, it was a violent explosion and placed everything in its perfect place for us to experience life on Earth. So did we inherit that violence? Look at the spiritual world, you know what I'm saying? The battle between good and evil. You know, they say God keeps sending down messengers to us to inform us on how to live correctly on this earth, right? But that's been since day one. You can look back to the gladiator times. Like we got gladiator times going on now. People are intrigued by the violence. That's the most viewed videos are the violent videos and just the negativity. People like that. So they used to flock to the Roman Colosseum to see motherfuckers fight lions and tigers and bears and kill each other, you know? So this world has been violent since its inception. You look at the feudal times, meaning when it was kings ruling Europe. Man, they was violent as hell. They was so violent, you know, we wear bulletproof vests. Them motherfuckers had body armor, you know, body armor, and they didn't have guns. The Chinese hadn't invented the gunpowder yet. So they had swords. Have you ever got stabbed with a pocket knife? Just think of a sword coming at your ass and cutting off your whole head. Motherfuckers falling, this whole head decapitated off of them. So you have armies of thousands. You know, if anybody been to, I've been to prison before, and I've been in prison riots where, you know, people had knives and locks and socks and all kind of different weapons, razors and stuff like that. So just think of 500,000 people or 50,000 people or 5,000 people at it with each other. 5,000 against 5,000, 50,000 against 50,000. They got clubs with spikes through them, balls with spikes and swords and all kind of prehistoric weapons. And it's a bloodbath out there, man, you know? Violence, you know what I'm saying? Violence made shit happen. And I tell your ass, this is the law, and you don't abide by what I say, then we gonna fuck you up, and now you gonna listen. So, in essence, they was enforcing peace through violence. You know, today we look at, if you break these laws, especially a murder committed during a robbery, something like that, you get the death penalty. That's violence, man. I don't care how sanitized y'all do it. Oh, we're gonna give him one shot, gonna put him to sleep. The next shot gonna kill him. We're gonna do this, and then the next shot gonna kill him. So, what about the electric chair? That was some violent shit, man. You fry a whole man's body, that was disgusting. The guillotine. In France, they used to put you on the guillotine, cut your head off, hang you. You know, that's one thing in the Wild Wild West that we don't practice now. Like, if you shot an unarmed man, then your ass got hung by the neck. You know? But these niggas has no honor nowadays. They run up on you, shoot you, because this is a different kind of violence that we're going on now. This is like ghoulish violence, you know, because a lot of people get killed for shit, clout, you know, killed for reputation, killed for the smallest things. That's prehistoric. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people haven't advanced in these modern times past prehistoric man. You know, there's no honor anymore. You know, they don't consider honor and integrity or nothing like that. It's just brute force to perpetrate a falsehood, a narrative of strength, when really it's weakness and it's sickness and it's weirdo shit, you know? So today I want to talk about violence in America, man. Violence in our society, the game, Alpo, Chicago, the Crips and the Bloods. A lot of that shit is just victimization, you know what I'm saying? Because they could victimize the people closest to them, like it's the unarmed man, you know. There's no integrity, so they can kill an unarmed man instead of making it even. You know what I'm saying? They say, why would I do that? Because that's honorable. Honorable. You niggas have no honor. I like King Erner, man, and his message of honor, you know. You guys gotta have some honor about yourself, because that's right-minded righteousness. You know, when you don't have honor, then you're a dishonorable person. You'll do anything. It's a saying that if you steal, you'll kill. You know, and a lot of people in this life, they are subject under the boot of white supremacy, so they victimize their own neighbors, you know, their own brothers and sisters, their own community, you know, and that's why the black man perpetrating this gangster image is looked at as a fool, as a clown. By right-minded, good-thinking people, rightly guided thinking people, God-fearing people, you are a pariah in society, a sickness in society. But these guys promote themselves like they are the standard of manhood, and they have no manhood in them, you know, because a man takes care of his family and leaves a legacy for his family. These dudes ain't leaving no legacy. They leaving a legacy of early, premature death, and they don't leave no resources for their kids. A lot of times you got to gather some money together to bury these niggas. So that's a dishonorable death. But you want to be honored like you were honorable. You had no honor, because you couldn't get in society and establish yourself and establish your family and take care of your family and build and leave them something to work with. You left them a bill. You had them on GoFundMe trying to fund your funeral. That's dishonorable. Some of these guys don't even make it to their 20s or to their 30s. That's a dishonorable death. In America, we have the the longest life expectancy in the world. But you niggas is living to 18, 19, 25 in the hood. You know what I'm saying? 25 in the game, you know, and you don't take in consideration these words that we say, trap and game. You niggas is playing the game and getting trapped. You know what I'm saying? And you're bragging about it. So you are an idiot. You're bragging about your own demise and your own destruction of your own community. Weirdo shit. And nowadays, people are so intrigued by these lost souls that have perpetrated this loser lifestyle for so long, you know, that some people glorify it. You know, they glorify the violence and the death and the destruction in their own household, their own community. You know, an honorable man fixes his mind and and directs his feet in the right direction. You guys don't know which direction to go. So you're going backwards. You're going back to caveman time, to the knights in shining armor. No, you're not even knights in shining armor. You guys are like these guys in these streets doing this violence, man. They remind me of like in the Middle Ages, it used to be dark and lawless, and motherfuckers be creeping around and killing motherfuckers, stealing their shit. And it was an evil time, you know? And that's what you guys are regressed back to, that ghoulish, evil time. It's like niggas is real live vampires and werewolves and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of these guys don't even have the heart to step up and be men, which is take responsibility of your life and your household and build. Instead, you are a destroyer. You destroy everything around you until you eventually destroy yourself. So with this violence, you know, and people adapting and adopting this violence in their lives and trying to emulate losers who lost in this life due to violence, you know, which they brought upon themselves. A lot of people do shit, and then when the reward for their actions come back to them, people want to cry. Hey man, the reward for good is good and the reward for bad is bad. Karma is real. I don't care how long you live on this earth. You might live to be an old man and get fucked off by some crazy shit, you know, or it might affect somebody you love. You know, I say that all the time. That's why if you read Proverbs, you know, God did give us instructions and a historical roadmap on how to navigate through this shit, but you don't listen to that, you know what I'm saying? Because he made the devil intriguing and beautiful, and the devil plays this music, and he's supposed to be a beautiful angel. The devil thought he was better than man because he was made out of smokeless fire, and he was granted all these attributes, you know, of evil, you know. And he went against God, and God said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you go against me, but in the end, your karma is gonna catch up to you." You know what I'm saying? So the devil knows that at the end of this world, this life, this existence, he's gonna go to hell. You know, he's gonna be banished forever and tortured, just like everybody that's trying to follow him. You know, so he has no leg to stand on. So he tried to destroy as many of these creations that God, Allah, made, so they come with him. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to prove God wrong. But God is righteous. You know what I'm saying? And all his glory, he is everything. You know what I'm saying? We can't even fathom the attributes of God. You know, the Muslims have 99 attributes. That's just 99, man. His attributes are innumerous. You can't count them. You know what I'm saying? God is all. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Muslims say Allah. All. God is all. You know, and man, you are limited. You know what I'm saying? And your limitations, you try to brag and boast and go against God, who gave you breath. So you to discard God and righteousness and right-minded thinking, and now you are perverted, insane, and psychotic. You know what I'm saying? You're sick. So you end up destroying yourself, and the blessings that he bestowed upon us, these blessings of life, our children, the love, our relationships, you have fucked that off because you chose to ride with the adversary against God, the op. You are the motherfucking op. You the opposition of God. So you the op. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we was talking about Alpo, man. Alpo just got murdered in New York. I think it was a professional hit, probably the police or the government, or you know, probably some strange scenario. But Alpo was just murdered, and you know, his karma came back on him, man. He did a lot of craziness in that life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and in that life, he was, you know, if you really look at it, if you a gangster, and ever been a gangster in your life, you know what I'm saying? And a real gangster, you know that the way Alpo was living in the gangster life is acceptable. That's why it's a perversion. Because death and destruction is acceptable in that drug dealing street life. The streets are ungodly. You know what I'm saying? The streets ain't always been the streets. You know what I'm saying? This shit was fields and empty land. That shit was created by engineers and planners of the cities and they're if you look outside of the inner city, the suburbs and the hillside, it's lavish, it's beautiful. It's still a lot of land out there. It's still big homes and stuff like that, and water and lakes, and that shit ain't in the streets. You know what I'm saying? In the streets, that shit was created for the slaves. That shit was created, the ghettos was created for the immigrants coming from Europe, from the poor, for the poor. It was created to contain you and control you and watch your ass. So there's no honor and there's no honor at all in bragging about being from a place that was built to destroy you and limit you and retard your growth. There's no honor in you claiming that shit. And you don't even have stake in that shit. They could come in their paddy wagons and police cars and take your ass and put your ass in prison, a fucking restroom cell, and you live in there forever because you are trying to imitate some shit that you don't even understand, man. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to imitate manhood with falsehood. You're trying to imitate realism with some childish ass shit, some underdeveloped thinking. You know what I'm saying? Your thinking is underdeveloped because you are far from a man, a leader. You're being led by a group of people that really despise you. You are a slave. In 2021, you are still slaves. And you're sick because right now in the black community, the women are the men. The women are the men, and in our community, in our culture, we have adopted the people who have been enemies to us, been harmful towards us. We have adopted their culture. We haven't even established our own culture. When we look back and try to talk about our culture and try to promote our African culture, some semblance of African culture, we are ridiculed and clowned in our own society. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people gravitate toward their true self, you know, and try to look for their history in this sick society. But a lot of these slaves, they want to continue to be slaves. You know, Nat Turner was a different kind of man than the other people that was enslaved around him. You know, and then he brought out the best in a lot of the guys, the formerly the enslaved Africans, and they you know, they went and did an honorable thing. In any society, when you are oppressed and you don't fight back, then you are not honorable. So they said, man, we got to fight back if it means my death to regain their honor. You know what I'm saying? And we still honor Nat Turner today. But you got people, do we even know the name? Do we honor Judas? No. He went against the prophet Isa, Jesus, Yehoshua. He went against him and turned his back on them. Do we honor the people who told on Nat Turner and Gabrielle Prosser? Do we honor the people who told on these slave revolts? No. We honor Gabrielle Prosser. We honor George Jackson. We honor the Black Panther Party and Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale and them brothers and Fred Hampton. We honor them because they were honorable. They stood up and did manhood shit around a bunch of people that wasn't exhibiting those qualities. So they were special. So this violence that's going on in our community is just a testament of how evil our community is and how defeated as a people that we are. You know, and until we step up and be men and get back in control of our households, because right now, you know, the man ain't in control of shit. The black man, you know, this the one black woman is running everything. You know, she's the man, and that's the perverted shit because it's not the natural place for her. So we're out of place, and we need to gain place and get back in the position to be the leaders in our households and in our community, like the Bible and the Quran and the Torah tells us. You go against documented history like you know something better. a motherfucker that ain't studied nothing, don't know shit, his ass from a hole in the ground. You know better than these books and these words that were documented, and if you read them, you'll understand that these instructions are sound instructions, good instructions. But you want to listen to Lil Debo, Lil PP, Lil Shitball, and let this motherfucker dictate policy. And he don't know a motherfucking thing. And then he get his whole watermelon busted. Because he was out of order, inordinate in all his ways, a weirdo, perverted, unnatural, and evil. He was following the devil. And you won't follow him. So how weak are you? Everybody wanna, I see a lot of these youngsters with this designer shit on. These niggas ain't got nowhere to live and got a Gucci belt on. They live on somebody's couch. You know, just like Alpo. Alpo lived in a regular little apartment, man. Looked like a house. In Oakland, we got these housing authority. I mean, the city built property to house the low-income folks. This nigga in low-income housing with all these trucks and motorcycles and cars. You was trying to impress the demons and thought that they loved you. And what them demons do, man? Them demons humiliated you in the streets and killed you. But these are the people that you're trying to impress. You can't even start your day off, live your life right, because you're trying to impress lost souls, demons. You know what I'm saying? So, in conclusion, the darkness and the sadness and the heart-wrenching misery of this violence that is plaguing the black community is only because black people have forgotten about their creator. They've forgotten about the rules. They don't accept the rules, of life, of universal rules that have been established for decades, centuries, eons. You have neglected the rules. So when you don't play by the rules, there's rules to win. There's a formula for success and there's a formula for failure. You have chosen the formula to fail because you feel it looks a certain way. You don't want to embrace the formula of success because that's too hard. The loser for formula is easy. You can steal, you can creep, you can murder and massacre. You can do some freaky dicky evil shit. You could be a pervert, a weirdo, and hide behind the dark. But let me tell your bitch ass, it's nighttime right now, right? What comes after the nighttime? Daytime, the light come up. And when that light come up and your ass is illuminated under that light, and we see all the evil, nasty shit that you did, what happened to roaches when we turn that light on? The motherfuckers get to scattering, trying to hide, right? And we raid and stomp them motherfuckers to death. Because they nasty, they disgusting. They're not supposed to be here. So you keep on committing that evil and shit, and thinking that the darkness that you hiding from somebody, but the light shines, baby. The light is gonna expose your motherfucking ass. And if you want to stay up in that darkness, thinking that you could create all kind of havoc and associate yourself with the evil and the loser shit, when that light come back on, nigga, we gonna splatter your motherfucking roach ass across the motherfucking floor. Because the true warriors for the Creator, for Allah, for God, we gotta establish some safety for our seeds. And plus, as men, we on a mission to turn the wrong that we were given into right. Turn that lemonade and the lemons into lemonade. And you rats and you roaches, you niggas in the way. So shout out to all the people that lost their life in these streets, man, to this evil society. Shout out to the people trying to turn themselves around. Shout out to the people that got caught up in their life and see and understand and trying to turn their situation around and get their shit right, man. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to those who are trying to live a righteous life and want to see the best for their brother and the best for themselves, and their brothers and sisters and the best for themselves. This is your guy, Big C, Amir Hassan. Like and subscribe to my page, please. Share it. You know, let somebody see some of this good knowledge and wisdom. It comes from the chest plate. It comes from that heart. You know what I'm saying? So, as a Muslim, you know, I know I cuss and all that because, you know, really, I used to be a hell of a violent, crazy motherfucker. But I'm trying to get it right by the grace of Allah. Please have mercy on my soul. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. But y'all keep it pushing, man, and keep striving in the right direction. And may Allah bless you, and may your families and your children and you and your dreams be successful and positive. Shout out to all those who lost their life again, man, without finding the truth. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully in the afterlife, Allah said He gonna give you a chance, man. He just gonna burn you for a little bit, and then after He burn all that evil out you, He gonna allow you to come to paradise. So take that into consideration, man. It's your boy Big C, Amir Hassan. I'm out. Peace and blessings.